Welcome to another video. Welcome back if you are a subscriber. If you are not, right off the bat, consider subscribing. In today's video, I am picking up a whole bunch of motorcycles. Just picked up one. I am going to try to make this video very short. And we are going to start off with the first one. So this is a 2014 Kawasaki EX650, if I remember correctly. It's a theft recovery. You guys can tell by the busted ignition. Aside from that, the whole bike is pretty much there. The seat is right here, off of here. It had this big battery installed and with a whole bunch of odd cables kind of strapped down to this storage space. So I took that apart, I threw it on a trickle charger. It has been charging for the last 5 or 10 minutes, so I'm assuming this battery is okay. Got my jump box. Was able to take stuff apart. This is our make-believe ignition switch. You could tell there's no neutral. Now there's neutral. And she turns over, but she doesn't start. So I've been poking around trying to figure it out. Yeah, a whole bunch of make-believe wire stuff happening. I replaced one fuse right here and then the fuse inside here. But I'm thinking we need air, fuel, spark. We're missing something. And here's our fuel line that goes from the fuel cutoff valve, and it is set on off. And when I turn it to on, it should be dumping fuel from up here. It should be like really dumping it, and it's not. So I think I have found the issue. Question is how to fix it. I did put a little bit more fuel in there, so I do know there is fuel, at least maybe a half a gallon to a gallon, which should be enough to at least start the bike. But it does not start, and it seems like it's a little bit loose, but not all the way loose. So I think I will start working on taking this off, see if we could take that off, clean it up, or what could be causing this issue. But first off, and right off the bat, I think we are not getting fuel to this bike. Just had the tank flip, took this out, blew through it, kind of popped, so it was definitely kind of clogged. Reinstalled everything, and again, it's not letting fuel through, so it could be bad. I think this is called either cutoff valve or fuel peacock. So what I want to do is actually see how much a new one is, see how much this bike is, and then see if it's worth either parting out or it's worth fixing it. In any case, welcome to the video. Tomorrow I am heading out to Seattle picking up 4 more motorcycles. This is the newest one. 2 others are Kawasaki's and 2 Hondas, I think. But see you guys back at the house. Once we come back with all the motorcycles, I think there's no point of filming the trip, and we'll go through the other ones and see what we got.
The next day.
Welcome to a new day. Like I said, we are not filming the trip to pick up the bikes. We just came back and I'm starting to unload. Here's the first one. Man, this is a big bike. A lot bigger than I thought it would be. I expected, you know, a big bike, but holy moly. I think back in the day when they built these things, they did not have weight savings in mind. And then obviously the massive engine, big Goldwing 1100cc. We have keys. They don't really do much. Yeah, storage. Look, for 1981, it has speakers. It has air vents. Very interesting setup here with the fuel tank, but it looks like we have some spark plugs. Very old bike. It seems like this was literally a barn find. It has surface rust. Yeah, I honestly now, like when they brought it out, I was like, man, why did I buy this thing? So big and shoot. Anyways, that's that one. But okay, this bike has a clean title. Winning bid was $25. That's why I bought it. After fees, I think it was $133, which is, I mean, like cheap. And it's a whole bike. Yeah, it has some surface rust. But for example, I sold the fuel tank, and there's the whole bike. Plus I have the seat, the bags, rear storage, mirrors, headlights, like everything else. So obviously there's money in it to part it out if I don't get it running and retail it. Here's this one. This one was also a $25 winning bid. Also $133 after fees. I didn't even really look at this one. This is another Honda 78, so it's a little bit older.
This one has a ripped seat.
Also a gold wing. Yeah, ripped seat. Again, these two bikes were purchased for a part out if I can't get them running, and obviously I might have to part them out. So this bike is supposed to look like that bike, but it obviously does not, because we're missing bags on the side, we're missing the side trim covers. Anyways, that's another one that's kind of rough, but two bikes, $133 a pop. That has a few extra parts in it I haven't looked at. Yeah, don't know the story with that one. This one was obviously wrecked. Here's the damage. This is a Ninja. That is, so these two bikes, they are exactly the same, just different year, and miles are way different. Yeah, this one's 6,000. I think that one.
Let me see.
Okay, Noah, tell us how many miles on that one.
140.
140? No, something don't add up.
140.
No, we look at this one.
Oh.
So it has 38,361.
More
So
than that one.
yeah, a lot more than that one. And I think this one was a theft recovery. This is the only one that I do not have a key for. But that's not a big issue. But this one does have aftermarket exhaust, and it's actually a dual exhaust from both sides. As you guys can see, this thing is like filthy, filthy, dusty. I was hoping on the drive here I'd lose most of that dust. Unfortunately, we did not. But this one I have a key. It's not a super old bike. I want to get it started, and it looks like I don't really have any fuel. I was gonna say, what did I do with the key? It's right here. So let me put some fuel in it, and then we'll try to crank it over, see if that thing runs, and see how well it sounds. I did not put a lot in here, and the fuel tank is a little loose, so I'm assuming they drained the fuel tank. That's why it's empty, but let's give it a try. Oh, look at that, it wants to. So it's trying to run. I just can't tell if it's knocking. Okay, so I checked. Fuel is on. We are in neutral. Let's try the choke this way. Okay, maybe try it back that way. So obviously it's trying. Also, so these are actually 500cc bikes. I don't remember how much I paid for them. I think $75 a piece was the winning bid. Or maybe this one was $75 because of higher miles, and this one was like $100 winning bid plus fees. So well, for 5 bikes, the one you guys saw yesterday, for everything I paid $1,735, which averages out to like $340 a motorcycle, which again is very, very cheap. But I do want to get this thing going, so I'll probably jump on it, see if I could actually get it to fire and run on its own. A few more tries and I did get it running. It's kind of chugging along. Let's see if we could start adjusting the choke and if it will run. Nope. So I don't know when the last time was that the bike ran. Obviously battery is good, but it is struggling. I think I'll start it. I'll let it run with the choke. I won't mess with it. I won't give it throttle. It seems like on its own, it runs fine. Or not. But I did not put a lot of fuel in it, so maybe since it does run, let me actually add more fuel to it. So it's not struggling to suck up fuel into the engine, since we know it turns over and it runs. So I could let it run for a few minutes and actually warm up. and I'll start unloading that bike. I don't have a key for it. All of these bikes, for whatever reason, the tires are low in air, every single one of them. More sponging than I would like, but at least one of them is a runner. And at this price, again, you can't really lose. You can't really even complain. Don't know what I'm going to do with this. Obviously replacing it would kind of suck, but I don't know if I could find maybe glass. Seems like maybe it removes, maybe not. Anyways, that's, I guess, something for another day. I put air in all the tires that needed it. This one did not need it, but as you guys can hear, it actually runs. So what was wrong is right here on the fuel peacock, this line right here, come on focus, it was off. So I guess it wasn't creating the proper suction and it wasn't running. As soon as I connected it, tried twice to start it, it started. And yeah, as you guys can hear, it runs really, really well. But this one will most likely be a part out, because if you look at it right here, look at that. It's all twisted, it's all bent. I'm assuming frame is no good on it. The other thing I noticed, the steering wheel doesn't turn to the left a lot. It turns a lot more to the right. This is cracked right here. I mean, look, this whole assembly is loose. So, I mean, knowing that engine runs fine, we have a whole bunch of complete parts, fender, exhaust, wheels, engine, tank, and etc. This one I am almost certain will be a part out. And what I think I will actually do is take the key from here, man, but the problem is these are like one-time use bolts down here, so I'll have to cut it out. And I was thinking of putting it on this bike, but I might just get a whole new set if I have to do the job twice anyways. But we'll see. But yeah, this one I'm almost positive will just be a part out. I will probably take it down the street just to feel how it rides, how it feels. I'll let that run for a few minutes, but this is the one that I am honestly very worried about. And this is a big, heavy bike. The other Goldwing that I pushed off without, you know, all of this, man, it's a really heavy bike. And this one obviously has additional weight. So not very excited about this one. I am going to leave this bike here until I make a little bit more room in the garage. I'm going to have some food because I haven't eaten since morning. I actually got up at 4:30 a.m., 4:20 a.m. actually. And then taking the trailer back to the lot, and I'll come back. It's going to be a hot day, so probably closer to evening. Start pokering with this bike, the other one, see which ones start running, which ones don't run. At least that's the game plan. We'll see what happens. Dang guys, would you look at this? Look how massive this battery is. I try to get the, okay, so it's the same stuff. There we go. And if I get this bike running, it will need really good cleanup. Holy moly. Like, I think this is legit like a darn barn find. There's no other way of putting it. I don't know how old the fuel is. So that's on res. We're gonna turn it on. Going to grab my jump box, hook it up, and see if we have any power or anything. Got it on the best way I could. And honestly, I have literally no idea if we will even have anything. I have never had a bike this old. Look at that, nothing. We don't even have turn signals or
This is a part out.
anything. So there's off.
What's this?
Accessory on. Ignition on. I don't even hear anything coming on. So I suppose here's the plus side. Engine obviously looks good, almost like it was replaced at some point, just judging by the contents of the rest of the bike.
There's no fuel in this one.
I mean, I smell a little bit of fuel. There's no fuel, yeah. But there might not be any fuel in here. Boy, oh boy.
That's why I didn't start from.
No, Noah, there's absolutely no power. So that means we most likely have a wiring issue or a fuse that shorted, because everything else is plugged in. Battery. See, and I don't know if I want to start going through all of this to figure it out. Wow, air suspension. That's actually crazy for a bike this old to have air suspension. Like I said, and back in the day, something like this was extremely fancy and probably dumb expensive.
And rare.
Yeah, probably rare too. So, okay, let me poke around, see if I could find something. Okay, so see, even something like this right here will prevent it from getting any kind of power, because that is rusted and corroded. And yeah, this actually might be our issue. But I don't know if I want to. Yeah, I don't know if I want to at this time to go that much in depth into this bike. I think genuinely I'll just probably park it inside or right outside the house. Oof, it has been a long day. I don't want to go through every single bike. You guys saw what I bought briefly. There is 3 Kawasaki's and 2 Hondas in total. I appreciate you guys watching. Second video, we will go through the bikes a little bit in more detail, get a game plan, and hopefully sell a few of them. But for now, thank you so much for watching. Consider subscribing. I hope you guys return, and I will see you in another video.